Once upon a time, in the ancient hills of Greece, there was a young man named Narcissus, born to the river god Cephissus and the nymph Liriope. From the moment he was born, it was said he was destined for greatness, or tragedy. His beauty was unmatched, a gift from the gods, and wherever he went, heads would turn, hearts would race, and people would fall helplessly in love. But Narcissus? He cared for no one but himself. Now, in those days, there lived a wise seer named Tiresias. One day, Narcissus's parents visited him, worried for their son. They had heard whispers of danger that came with beauty so great. Tiresias, after gazing deep into the unknown, gave a cryptic warning.
Narcissus will live a long life, so long as he never gazes upon his own reflection.
The warning was heeded, and for many years, life went on as normal. Narcissus roamed the forests, hunted the wild, and grew more beautiful with every passing day. But his heart remained cold. He would laugh at suitors and scorn the nymphs who dared to love him. Among those who fell in love with Narcissus was Echo, a mountain nymph cursed by Hera, to only repeat the last words spoken by others. When Echo attempted to express her love for Narcissus, she could only mimic his words. Narcissus cruelly rejected her, leaving her heartbroken. In despair, Echo wasted away until only her voice remained, haunting mountains and valleys. Narcissus's cruelty was not unnoticed. Among the gods, there was one who had seen enough, Nemesis, the goddess of retribution. She decided it was time for Narcissus to face the consequences of his vanity and disdain. She devised a plan to punish Narcissus by leading him to a tranquil pool deep in the woods. One sunny afternoon, Narcissus wandered into a glade. In its heart lay a pool of water, so clear and still it seemed like a mirror. Thirsty from the day's heat, he knelt by the edge to drink. As Narcissus gazed into the water, he was captivated by the image he saw, a face of such beauty that it stole his breath. But what he didn't realize was that it was his own reflection. For the first time, Narcissus fell in love, but it was a love that could never be fulfilled. As Narcissus gazed into the pool, captivated by the reflection of his own beauty, he became more and more enamored. Unable to tear himself away, he spent hours, days, and eventually weeks lost in his reflection. The hunger and thirst that consumed him went unaddressed, as he could not look away from the beautiful figure in the water. His obsession grew, and he longed to embrace or kiss the image, but each time he reached for it, the water would ripple, and the reflection would vanish. In his desperation, Narcissus cried out in agony, but his love for the reflection was impossible to fulfill. He grew weaker and weaker, unable to eat or drink, and as the days wore on, he died by the water's edge, still gazing at the reflection of the image he could never possess. Upon his death, the gods took pity on him. His body was not found, but in its place, a beautiful flower sprang up at the edge of the pool. It was a daffodil, with bright yellow petals that reflected the same curve of Narcissus's longing gaze. The flower, forever tied to his fate, came to symbolize his tragic love and the consequences of his vanity and self-obsession.